part of me is missing, and that's Gregg.
It's gone forever.
And he'll never be back.
Well, I remember it was a rather chilly day, but it's always kind of very cool in New England. But this day seemed colder. You have all these young people, and they're all crying. I didn't want to be covering this funeral. I didn't want to be anywhere near it. Throughout the day, I kept seeing he had this big, vibrant, beautiful smile.
We can't sleep. I don't want to eat. I don't feel there's much left in my life.
Pamela Smart is struggling, it seemed to me, to even make it down the walkway. She was crying so hard. It was a horrifically emotional moment.
There is footage of me coming out of the funeral crying so bad that my father's holding me on one side and my sister's holding me on the other. And I did lose my husband that I did marry, and he did love me and I loved him.
There's no answers, and the police can't give them any answers. And that made their grieving that much more difficult.
He didn't deserve this.
All I want is the people who did this sent to jail forever.
All of these people are just shredded, just racked with emotion over this horrendous thing. Never forget this. It's just a few days after Gregg's murder, and my news director goes, I guess you'll be interviewing Pamela Smart today, right? We'll have a story with you and her. And I'm like, yeah, that's gonna happen. He's just joking with me. And honest to God, like 3 minutes later, over the loudspeaker, I hear, Bill Spencer, you have a phone call. It's Pamela Smart.
Pam gave her first media interview to a local television reporter 6 days after Gregg was murdered.
She said she wanted to talk to me about the kind of guy that Gregg was. She wanted people to know the type of person he really was.
At that time, she appears perfectly together. She has on a prim little outfit. Her makeup is perfect.
I feel like in a whole condominium complex like ours, somebody must have seen or heard something. Everybody's saying they didn't hear or see anything, and I keep thinking that I'll see him, walk in. But every day and every second that passes, I realize that that won't happen. And yesterday I went out to the cemetery, and that's kind of, when it really hit me, that he won't ever come back.
She does appear introspective. She does appear to miss her husband.
It's awful to just think about what happened in there. The only comfort I have is that, it just seems to have been a situation where Gregg didn't know what was happening. And he just never knew, and it was really quick.
We usually don't like to bring animals or get dogs in your interview shot, but Pam invited Halen to come over. It's this little fuzzy dog, and we did the whole interview with Halen sitting right there next to us. She named her dog Halen because she was a Van Halen maniac.
Sometimes I ask myself, I can't figure out where the strength is coming from, but it seems like it's coming from inside. Maybe, maybe it's a part of Gregg that's helping me go on with everything.
The interview kind of comes and goes with no fuss. No new witnesses coming forward. Until
the big break for police comes on June 10th, 1990, about 6 weeks after the murder.
Out of the blue, a grown man walks into the police station.
But it's not the Derry police station, it's the Seabrook police station. It's about 40 miles away, where in walks this man.
He's carrying a handgun in his hand, and he says, "This is my gun, and I think it was used in the Gregory Smart murder case."
They immediately call the investigators in, and this would turn out to be the major break in the story.
And he proceeds to tell the investigators that he had this gun put away in his house, and when he went to retrieve it, it looked like it had been freshly cleaned, and he knew he had not cleaned it. So how did this happen?
The man tells police that his son's friend, a teenager by the name of Ralph Welch, told him that the gun may have been used to kill Gregg Smart.
Police immediately get the gun. They do a ballistics comparison. The two bullets match up.
The tests show that that gun is the weapon that killed Gregg Smart. it is probably the most important physical piece of evidence they're going to find.
This is a big break for the police.
That very same day, June 10th, 1990, the police haul in that teenager, Ralph Welch, for a videotaped interview.
Okay, it's June 10th, and it's 15:24 hours by my watch. I'm Detective Barry Cherowitz, and with me is Ralph Welch.
So Ralph Welch tells Detective Barry Cherowitz about a secret conversation he had with the son of the man who turned in that .38 caliber revolver.
So I went in, and he told me the story, how it happened, who I was there.
So police get Ralph Welch talking. And remember, he's a teenager talking to cops, and he spills it all.
He told you the story about what? About how what happened? He told me how they did it. How they did what? Killed Gregg Smart.
Ralph Welch tells police about learning of 3 teenage boys who went to Gregg Smart's house that night with the intent to murder him. These are the 3 boys that Welch names in that interview: Billy Flynn, Pete Randall, and Vance, aka J.R. Lattime. It's especially startling because they're just high school kids. Lattime supposedly waited in the getaway car.
So they went there, and they broke into the place. And they set it up to make it look like a burglary. And I guess the guy tried to run or something, and they grabbed him. They threw his dog in the cellar. Pete said he held the guy's head while Bill shot him.
The juveniles that were involved in the murder, beginning with Billy Flynn, all of them had specific problems in their lives or with the police too. The Seabrook police, they were familiar with the kids involved already.
So Peter was the one that shot him? No. Pete said he held his head. Mm-hmm. Did he say how he held his head? No, he just said he held it and Bill pulled the trigger.
But why? What was the alleged motive? Welch seemed to know that too.
Did they tell you anything else about it? This was to get some insurance money or something. Mm-hmm. This is just what they said from Pam, like $500 or something. And yeah, $500. Is that what Pam was paying them, or? That's what they said she was going to pay him. Mm-hmm. And you're talking about Pam. Who's Pam? The guy's husband, wife. Okay, Pam Smart.
Ralph Welch is the first one who mentions Pam Smart's name.
Did Pam pay him anything else? No, he just said something about insurance money or something. He mentioned like $500 a piece.
This videotaped interview with Ralph Welch blows the lid off the case. As police begin to dig, a clue may lie in, of all places, an amateur orange juice commercial that Pam helped some of the high school students produce.
Since the beginning of time, man has enjoyed the taste of pure and natural Florida orange juice.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.